Reality Transurfing. From struggle to balance. Is there any way to resist the balancing forces? Actually, that's what we try to do every day. Life is often a struggle with these forces. All our problems, difficulties, and frustrations are linked to their influence. But resisting them is pointless. They'll do what they do regardless. Trying to fight symptoms won't help. In fact, it usually makes things worse. The only effective solution is to remove the cause of their actions, the excess potential created by importance. Life situations are varied, so there's no one-size-fits-all answer. But there are general principles you can apply. Most of us spend our lives building walls out of importance, and then trying to climb over them or knock them down by force. What if instead you pulled out a single brick from the base of the wall? It would collapse on its own. We all see obstacles. What we rarely see is the foundation they rest on. When faced with a problem, ask yourself, where have I gone too far? What have I become overly attached to? What have I given too much meaning? Once you identify excess importance, let it go. The wall falls. The obstacle disappears, often without any effort on your part. Don't overcome obstacles. Reduce importance. This doesn't mean suppressing your emotions. Feelings are a result of importance, not the cause. Instead, change your attitude toward the situation. Yes, it sounds simple. Take a philosophical view, maybe even cliché, but it's true. Importance only leads to problems. Once you recognize that, intentionally reduce it. Reducing outer importance doesn't mean becoming careless. Neglect is just importance with a negative sign. Approach life more simply, not with disregard, but without exaggeration. Accept the world as it is. No need to label everything or everyone as good or bad. Reducing inner importance is not the same as self-humiliation. Repentance, for example, is just another form of self-praise with a minus sign. Don't exalt your strengths or beat yourself up over your flaws. Accept yourself. Give yourself permission to simply be you. You're not more or less important than anyone else. Strive for inner peace. If your happiness depends too much on a particular outcome, find a plan B. You'll walk more steadily on a log if you know there's a safety net beneath you. Insurance can take many forms. Just ask, what would give me security right now? You can't fight fear directly, but you can reduce importance. Never place all your hopes in one outcome, no matter how promising it seems. The one thing that never creates excess potential is humor, the ability to laugh at yourself and at others without malice. Humor is a lighthearted way of letting go of importance. It's like drawing a cartoon of seriousness, deflating it. Here's a golden rule. Before you solve a problem, reduce its importance. Then the balancing forces won't interfere, and the solution often becomes obvious. But first, you must recognize that the problem exists because of excess importance. As long as you forget that, you'll stay trapped in the pendulum's grip. So pause, wake up, ask yourself, what am I making too significant? Then adjust your attitude. It's not hard to do. The challenge is simply remembering to do it. To help with this, activate your inner observer, your overseer. Let it quietly track your inner world. It's the part of you that notices when importance is creeping in. Think of how muscles tighten when you're stressed. You may not notice the tension until there's pain, but if you'd caught it earlier, you could have relaxed. In the same way, notice when you're building up emotional tension, worrying about an event, striving too hard. If something seems very important, stop inflating it further. The best formula for success: spontaneity, improvisation, and a light touch. If you must prepare for something, do it only as a backup. Serious and careful preparation often amplifies importance. If you're worrying and doing nothing, you're just adding to the excess potential. Action burns off the tension, so either act or let it go. You'll be most effective when you shift your attention away from yourself and the end result and focus on the process. Think, I'm not doing something important. This work isn't important. That removes pressure. Balancing forces back off. The action flows smoothly, not carelessly, but without tension. You might wonder, how can I achieve anything if I don't focus on the goal? The answer becomes clear later in the book. For now, trust the process. Consider this. Sometimes you worry endlessly about something, and it turns out fine. Other times you don't care much, and it falls apart. Why? In the first case, you created negative excess potential. In the second, positive excess potential. In both cases, balancing forces stepped in to neutralize what you created. So no, you can't trick the universe by pretending to expect the worst. Fake pessimism has no energy behind it. Only the soul's genuine intention carries weight. Releasing the pendulum's grip. That's why simply visualizing a result doesn't guarantee it. Intention from the mind is weak without the soul's energy behind it. One more thing. Never boast, not even about what you've truly achieved, and especially not about what you haven't achieved yet. This attracts balancing forces like a magnet. Live with ease. Make yourself at home in the world, but don't forget you're a guest. If you're in tune with the pendulums around you, life will feel smooth and effortless. But if you're in a toxic environment, say living with an abusive partner, it's time to consider change. You may feel stuck, but that's just a pendulum talking. There's always a way out. Like a fly on a window, you may not see the open path. Don't rush, but do reflect. Once you reduce importance, a better way will become clear. And now, we conclude this deep topic of balance. Understanding balancing forces means you can now identify the root of any setback. The principle of balance is powerful, but don't cling to it too rigidly. If you overdo it, you disturb the very balance you're trying to preserve. Think of a centipede that's told exactly how to walk. It becomes so confused, it can't move. Moderation is key. Allow imbalance sometimes. Just keep the arrow of importance from swinging too far. Summary. Excess potential is born when we assign exaggerated significance to something. Only your personal importance charges a situation with energy. The more distorted your view, the stronger the balancing forces push back. Their action often directly opposes your original intention. Be watchful of your inner overseer. Stay mindful, present, and light. Replace discontent and judgment with positive energy. Unconditional love means admiration without control or worship. When we compare, cling, or idealize, we create dependence, and that builds potential. All exaggerated relationships eventually lead to disillusionment. Want love returned? Then abandon the urge to possess. Vanity and contempt will cost you. So will the need to prove superiority or hide flaws. Your strengths are enough. They balance any shortcomings. The more important your goal feels, the less likely you are to reach it. Let go of importance and desire becomes fulfillment. Say no to guilt. You don't need to justify yourself. Just allow yourself to be. No one has the right to judge you. You have the right to live your truth. Money comes naturally when you're on the path to your goal. Welcome it with gratitude. Let it go without fear. Freedom of choice begins when you drop both inner and outer importance. Don't overcome obstacles. Reduce their importance. Care, but without worry. Thank you for listening. May you walk your path with awareness, balance, and freedom of choice. Until next time, stay present, stay light.